Welcome to HITea with Grace, where we spill the tea on HIT. I'm here in sunny Las Vegas at the Health Conference, chatting with the industry's greatest leaders in health information technology. So tell me, who are you and what do you do?
My name is Fawad Butt. I am the CEO of Penguin AI.
You have a very interesting background. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I would say I'm the most confused person in healthcare, so I've done many things. I'm a founder right now, but prior to this, I was an investor at a VC firm, and then before that, I was the chief data officer at Optum, United Healthcare, and Kaiser Permanente.
So those little guys.
Yes, a few places. Yes.
So where have your learnings brought you to today? What does Penguin AI do?
I think one of the things that I learned on my journey was that there were capabilities in healthcare that nobody had built, right? I think it just took a lot of investment and understanding to build those capabilities, the core capabilities like building a healthcare AI platform. Nobody had actually built one of those. So what I learned was that while I tried to make these things happen in large enterprises and was successful to some degree, I think to really make an impact, I had to leave the big company and put everything at risk, and then start a venture of my own and live through that experience, and that's what I'm doing.
Well, we're so glad that you did.
Thank
I've been asking leaders here, what is the industry's most underrated challenge right now?
I think the thing that the industry keeps forgetting is that we are capacity constrained on one thing and one thing only, which is physicians. And I think, we talk a lot about clinical discovery, we talk about pharma, we talk a lot about payers, and we talk a lot about providers. But I think providers, we sort of think of as this uniform community that exists there to serve us. But the reality is that this is a community that's going down in numbers. So we've gone from having 1.4 million physicians that were active a decade and a half ago to 980,000 physicians that are active, and the average age of the US physician right now is 59 years old. So over the next decade, many of these folks are going to retire. So we have a capacity problem on clinical resources, especially clinicians and physicians, that I don't think anybody's talking about.
What trends are you hearing about in the health hallways?
I think it's all AI all the time, which is fine. I think there's a little bit of AI saturation. What I try to listen for is what's beyond the AI. Like, what's the problem you're solving? Who's your customer? How quickly can you deliver value? Those conversations are harder to find, I feel like, at health right now. There are lots of AI conversations. And then the larger trends are all around, some of the changes that are happening to Medicaid programs, some of the issues that the payers are facing in terms of their medical loss ratios being super high and the Medicare plans not being as profitable as they used to be. And then I think there's just this idea that's finally caught up, which is around administrative waste. But I've been talking about this, and we started a company based on this thesis, that there's $1 trillion a year that we're wasting on admin. And last year, that used to be novel conversation when I was walking the halls at health. And this year, I feel like, I hear other people saying the things I was saying last year. So
finally recognizing it, right?
I think it's a problem that needed to be recognized, and all of us need to work on it.
Now, my listeners love to hear about what's happening in the space, but they also love to learn from leaders about what drives them. If you could give your younger self a piece of advice, what would you tell him?
I would say have faith. It's all going to be great. And look, the thing is that I have a kid that just went to college. So I saw this whole journey of what am I going to be when I grow up, sort of conversation happening. And my advice to him is the same as I would give myself if I was younger, which is, look, whatever plans you're making are probably not grand enough, and they're not interesting enough. Life will have a plan if you sort of directionally go in the way that you want to go, and then leave a lot to chance. Because I wouldn't be sitting here today with you, Grace, if a lot of randomness hadn't happened. I'm an immigrant that showed up here with a one-way ticket in 1992. So there's almost no probability of me sitting here doing this interview. It's a very low probability. So, but a lot of chance happened. A lot of randomness happens, and you have to get comfortable with the plan being different than your plan.
So inspiring. Now, where can my listeners find you online?
I'm mostly on LinkedIn. I'm not a big Twitter, Instagram, TikTok person. Plus, my kids would make fun of me if I went on those. So I'm on LinkedIn, Fawad Butt, or you can check out penguinai.co. I publish a lot of content on our website.
Thanks for spilling the tea with me today.
Thank you for having me.